After 6 straight days of practice at training camp, the Broncos took Sunday off. So it's time to look back and see where we stand in the quarterback battle. We pretty much know it's going to come down to Bo Nix or Jarrett Stidham right now. Jarrett started off with the first team at yesterday's practice, but then Bo took over and finished it with a calm and steady performance that I believe has put him in first place in the race. He's shown he doesn't panic in pressure situations. Thanks to 61 games played in big-time college football, he's 24 years old. He's not your average wide-eyed, overwhelmed rookie quarterback. What am I doing? In fact, Peyton again compared Bo's ability to handle pressure and make split-second decisions to that of Drew Brees, which is exactly what Peyton was looking for all along. So here's our Nick Rothschild with a deep dive into what happened last week at camp and why Bo Nix is the leader of the pack as of now.
Did Bo Nix win the Broncos starting quarterback job this week?
I like it. I'm for it.
Hold on, Coach. To answer that question, we first need to establish what he did.
He ran with the ones. You know, he's being smart with the football. I like his progress.
Nix showed operational control of Peyton's offense. During move the ball drills, he made the most progress. And in the red zone, he proved accurate and lethal.
It was one practice where he saw that we was blitzing and he checked out of it and was able to get the offense right and make a good play, make a good pass on the out route.
Defensive backs can't read him. That's a really important skill to master.
He's a good look-off guy. He's really good looking off. Even in OTAs, I was like, man, I just cannot get a beat off of him because most time rookie quarterbacks, like, you know, their first read, they're going to look at it. And he'll look you off real quick, and that's what I noticed off rip. And he can throw the field. He can throw it.
So he separated himself physically. And any doubts about leadership evaporated in the summer heat.
Bo's been an impressive person in our locker room, both as a player. I think he's picking things up incredibly fast and doing a great job. But as a competitor and as a teammate, he's done a great job too.
The way he's able to control the offense and the way he's able to control just everybody's tempo.
You see it in the way he commands a huddle and the way he steps up into the pocket where he can find his voids and his throwing lanes. Like, that's an experience thing.
You know, I feel like that's not normally how a rookie would do. So, you know, I'm very impressed with him so far.
We already knew Nix had the mind for this job. Heck, Peyton drafted him for that supercomputer between his ears.
You know, he takes the game super serious, really smart player. You know, he loves to know protections and stuff like that, so he's a really good teammate.
And finally, the art of improvisation. The best in this business, ad-lib at a high level.
I think he knows when the play's over, time to go. And then I think he can make plays when he's going.
He can do that stuff, like, and it makes you feel good about it. Like, he's willing to take the, I don't want to say risk, but he's willing to do it.
Come on, what more do you want? In every facet of football, Bo Nix showed this week he's ready for the starting spot.
Bo's on the right track, and I think he's going to do great things for us.
So just take the leap. Enough with this charade. No matter what, you're going to need complimentary football to win games.
The single best thing we can do to help the quarterback is play good defense and be able to run the football. And those are the two best allies for good quarterback play.
I'm calling it. Ring the bell. Wave the checkered flag. The Bo Nix era in Denver begins now.
We'll be ready when the start of the season comes.
For Denver 7 Sports, I'm Nick Rothschild.
All right, thanks, Nick. So they open the preseason next Sunday afternoon in Indianapolis. I would think that Bo gets the start in that game, or at least in one of the first 2 preseason games. Jarrett Stidham will get the start in the other one. And after that, after preseason game 2, I think Sean Payton makes the announcement. Barring an injury or an epic collapse from Bo, or an out-of-this-world spark from Stidham, Bo Nix will be the starting quarterback in the regular season opener in Seattle on September 8th.